The inner journey, asking the universe before sleep. Have you ever noticed how those precious moments just before sleep hold a power that most of us completely overlook? A gateway to manifesting our deepest desires. What if I told you that ancient Shaolin masters discovered a simple nightly ritual that could transform your dreams into reality, simply by aligning your thoughts with the universe during those final waking moments? And what would happen if you learned that your subconscious mind, which controls 95% of your daily actions, is most receptive to transformation during those fleeting minutes before sleep, creating a direct channel to the universe that most people never access? At the end of each day, when the noise of the world begins to fade and the sun sets beyond the horizon, we are given a sacred opportunity that few truly recognize. The moments before sleep are not ordinary transitions. They are powerful gateways to transformation. These few quiet minutes hold more power than most people realize, because in that delicate state between wakefulness and dream, the conscious mind begins to loosen its rigid control, and the subconscious opens like a lotus flower at dawn, receptive and vulnerable to new seeds of thought. In the ancient Shaolin tradition, masters have long understood that we do not see sleep as merely a pause from life, a simple biological necessity to recharge our bodies. Instead, they recognize it as a continuation, an extension of what we carry in our thoughts, emotions, and energy throughout our days. The wisdom of these masters teaches us that what we feed ourselves in that final hour, mentally, emotionally, energetically, becomes the nourishment for our dreams and ultimately shapes the very fabric of our destiny. This is where the profound wisdom of asking the universe begins its work within us. But you must understand something crucial. Asking the universe is not begging from a place of lack. It is not shouting desperately into the void. It is certainly not manipulation of cosmic forces. Rather, it is a sacred request made from a place of inner clarity, alignment, and humble recognition of our connection to something greater than ourselves. The true power lies not just in the asking itself, but in the way we ask and who we become in that process of alignment. So let us now explore this remarkable journey together, a journey that doesn't require traveling to distant lands or climbing mountain peaks. This is a journey not outside of you, but deeply within the landscape of your own consciousness. Let us walk step by step through 10 powerful practices to align with the universe before you sleep, to gently invite your deepest desires, and to manifest them with grace and harmony in your waking life. Every sacred temple has an entrance, and before you enter such hallowed ground, you naturally bow. Not because the door demands this gesture, but because your spirit recognizes the threshold of something meaningful. In the same way, the mind must bow before entering the temple of sleep. It must become still like a pond untouched by wind, reflecting the stars above with perfect clarity. Only in this profound stillness can true reflection happen. Only in this quiet can the subtle voice of the universe be heard above the usual chaos of thought. Before sleep, take a few precious minutes to sit or lie in intentional silence. Allow your breath to deepen naturally, finding its own rhythm without force. Feel your body become heavy and rooted into your bed, as though gravity itself is embracing you more fully. Do not rush this process or treat it as another task to complete. True stillness is not something forced upon the mind, it is revealed. Like the sun gently emerging after morning mist has cleared, when your breath becomes calm and your thoughts less frequent, when the spaces between your thoughts grow wider, you will know you are ready to proceed. The inner temple where you commune with the universe is not built by architects or designers. It is built by presence, your presence. It requires the rare ability to sit with yourself without distraction, without reaching for your phone, without planning tomorrow's activities. In that moment of presence, you must become the watcher, not the thinker. You observe your thoughts as they come and go like birds crossing the evening sky. You notice them, perhaps even acknowledge them, but you do not follow them into stories or worries. You remain centered, anchored in awareness itself. This state of inner stillness is the essential foundation for everything that follows. Without this foundation, any asking, any attempt at manifesting will be like trying to plant delicate seeds in the midst of a raging storm. The soil of your subconscious must be calm, receptive, and undisturbed for the seeds of intention to take root. Desire is natural to human experience. It moves us forward, inspires growth, fuels creativity, but not all desires are equally wise or aligned with our highest good. The question we must ask ourselves is not simply, what do I want? But rather, what is truly aligned with the deepest, most authentic part of me? When we approach the universe with our requests, we must not come from a place of desperate craving, but from a center of clarity and self-knowledge. This is precisely why intention carries more power than mere desire. Desire can be fleeting, influenced by external factors, by comparison with others, by temporary emotions. Intention, however, comes from a deeper place of knowing. Spend time reflecting before sleep. What is it that I truly wish to invite into my life? Is it love? Is it peace? Is it abundance? Is it health? And most importantly, why do I want this particular manifestation? What feeling do I believe this manifestation will bring into my experience? Often, we discover that we don't actually want the thing itself. We want the emotion, the state of being we believe it will give us. We don't want wealth merely for numbers in a bank account. We want the freedom, security, or generosity it might allow us to express. Understanding this distinction brings tremendous power to your asking. When your intention is pure, aligned with your authentic self rather than your ego's demands, it becomes like a compass needle that always points true north. It does not waver with every passing trend. It does not get distracted by the illusions that constantly compete for your attention. The universe, you see, does not respond to scattered, fragmented energy. It responds to coherent energy, energy that is whole, that is honest, that is aligned with truth. So as you prepare for sleep, hold your intention gently in your heart. Do not grasp it tightly or obsess over it. Let it be like a flame, present, alive, illuminating, but not burning wildly out of control. Remember, you are not commanding the universe to obey your will. You are communing with it, entering into relationship with the greater intelligence that flows through all things, including you. Words hold power. This much is true, but they are not all powerful. The universe listens more attentively to your energetic state than to your carefully constructed sentences. It feels your vibration, not your grammar or vocabulary. So when you ask before sleep, do not just mechanically say what you want. Feel it with every cell of your being. Imagine it as already present. Live it, breathe it into existence through your very presence. If you seek peace, don't merely repeat, "I want peace," as empty words. Instead, imagine how your life feels when peace is present. The lightness in your chest, the clarity in your mind, the ease in your relationships. If you desire abundance, feel the gratitude, the openness, the generosity that abundance naturally brings forth in you. These feelings, these embodied states of being, are the true language of the universe. They are the frequency it recognizes and responds to with perfect resonance. We live in a world that overvalues thinking, analysis, and mental activity, but thinking is only one part of the manifestation process. The heart, with its emotional intelligence and intuitive knowing, must be fully involved. When your heart and your mind finally speak the same language, then your message to the universe becomes clear and unified. Then your request becomes a harmonious song, not discordant noise that cancels itself out. Before sleep, close your eyes and enter that state of alignment not as a technique to be mastered or a game to be won, but as a genuine, living presence. You are not pretending to feel what you don't feel. You are not performing spirituality. You are simply aligning your whole being with what you truly desire. And the universe always, without fail, listens to what is authentically true within you. Once you have made your request with clarity and feeling, comes perhaps the most challenging part of the process: release. This is difficult for many because our culture has conditioned us to chase, to push, to control outcomes through sheer force of will. But the universe does not respond to force or manipulation. It responds to trust and allowing. When you surrender your attachment to exactly how and when your desire must manifest, you are not giving up on what matters to you. You are giving your intention over to something larger, wiser, and infinitely more aware than your limited perspective could ever be. You are saying, with humility and wisdom, "I have done my part. Now I allow life to unfold in its perfect timing and wisdom." The ego naturally fears this surrender because it believes it knows best, that only through control can we be safe. But the soul rejoices in this surrender because it recognizes a profound truth. Life often brings what we truly need, not just what we think we want. Then frequently, our deepest desires are fulfilled in ways we never could have imagined or planned with our limited minds. So as you lie in bed after making your request, take one deep, conscious breath, and then simply let it go. Let the thought dissolve like mist in morning sunlight. Rest in the knowing that you have been heard, that what is truly meant for you is already moving toward you through the intricate web of life's infinite possibilities. Now, as we prepare to explore the next phase of this sacred practice, let us turn our attention to the powerful art of visualization, where the mind's eye becomes a canvas for creation. and your imagination becomes the bridge between your current reality and the one you wish to manifest. How might your life transform when you learn to harness this ancient technique used by masters throughout the ages? As we've explored the first 7 Zen secrets for natural healing, we now continue our journey deeper into these ancient wisdom practices that can transform your modern life without medication. Let's discover how simplicity, mental reprogramming, and the integration of different healing traditions can unlock your body's innate healing abilities. Secret 7. Simplify your life. Less is more. Did you know that the clutter surrounding you isn't just visually overwhelming? It's actually raising your stress hormone cortisol by 15%, silently eroding your peace of mind. In our consumer-driven world, we've been conditioned to believe that more possessions equal more happiness. But Buddhist wisdom teaches us the exact opposite truth. Simplifying your life doesn't mean embracing sterile minimalism where your home feels like an empty museum. Rather, it means thoughtfully arranging your environment to contain only what genuinely brings joy, purpose, and meaning. The Buddha called this practice non-attachment, a profound freedom from possessions, not a rejection of the material world. Consider Marie's story, a dedicated teacher who had become overwhelmed by her Pinterest-perfect home decor that required constant maintenance and attention. After deeply reflecting on what truly mattered, she courageously donated 70% of her belongings. The transformation was immediate and powerful, not just in her physical space but in her emotional landscape. Suddenly, both her home and her heart felt lighter, more spacious, more alive with possibility. You don't need to revolutionize your entire life overnight. Start with a simple 5-minute purge of a single drawer or shelf. Notice how even this small act of intentional release creates a sense of accomplishment and clarity. Then gradually expand to digital detoxing. Delete old emails, unused apps, and forgotten photos that consume both digital and mental space. When evaluating commitments and possessions, apply what I call the hell yes rule. If something doesn't genuinely excite you or serve a meaningful purpose, give yourself permission to say no. Remember that each tie you loosen creates sacred space for creativity, deeper breathing, and authentic connection. In a world constantly telling you to acquire more, carrying only what truly matters becomes a radical act of self-care and spiritual wisdom. Secret 8. Reprogram your subconscious. Be the DJ of your mind. Have you ever wondered why you repeat the same self-defeating patterns or sabotage your success just when things start going well? The answer lies in your subconscious mind, the powerful background operating system that controls approximately 95% of your decisions. Often replaying outdated programming installed during childhood or traumatic experiences. But here's the extraordinary news that neuroscience now confirms. You can literally rewrite your mind's playlist. Your brain remains plastic and adaptable throughout your entire life, capable of forming new neural pathways through consistent practice and focused intention. Affirmations, those positive statements repeated with conviction, act as mental seeds planted and nurtured daily until they blossom into new beliefs and behaviors. Take Derek's powerful story. A recovering addict who had tried multiple treatment programs with limited success. Every morning upon waking and every night before sleep, he would look in the mirror and whisper to himself with complete conviction, "I choose peace over pain." At first, the words felt hollow, even false, but after 30 days of consistent practice, something remarkable happened. His cravings began to diminish, and after 90 days, they had virtually disappeared. His brain had literally rewired itself around this new core belief. Modern neuroscience reveals why this works. Affirmations, especially when combined with emotional intensity and visualization, activate the brain's reward centers, making new beliefs stick by creating physical changes in neural architecture. This isn't wishful thinking, it's neurological transformation. To maximize this practice, simultaneously work on pruning toxic influences from your life, just as a gardener removes weeds that would choke out beautiful flowers. Protect your mental garden by mindfully avoiding excessive negativity, limiting unhealthy social media consumption, and creating loving boundaries around relationships that drain rather than nourish you. Remember this fundamental truth: you are not merely a passenger in your life, helplessly carried along by circumstances and past conditioning. You are the DJ, consciously mixing the soundtrack that shapes your experience, choosing which thoughts deserve amplification and which require fading out. Your mind responds to what you repeatedly focus on. Choose wisely what you play on repeat. Secret 9. East meets West. Wisdom without borders. One of the most damaging misconceptions in modern healthcare is the belief that Eastern and Western approaches to healing are somehow enemies or competitors. Nothing could be further from the truth. These traditions aren't opponents. They're teammates with different but complementary strengths. Western medicine excels in emergency situations, treating broken bones, fighting infections, performing life-saving surgeries, and addressing acute conditions with remarkable precision. Eastern wisdom, meanwhile, shines in prevention, chronic care, and treating the root causes of illness through practices like acupuncture, herbal medicine, meditation, and yoga that address the whole person, body, mind, and spirit. Emma's journey illustrates this powerful integration. As a cancer survivor, she wisely combined conventional chemotherapy treatments with daily Tai Chi practice and carefully selected adaptogenic herbs. The Western medicine helped her survive the immediate threat, while the Eastern practices restored her depleted energy, strengthened her immune system, and, perhaps most importantly, rekindled her will to truly live rather than merely exist. True balance means freedom from dogma, the wisdom to use pharmaceuticals when necessary while incorporating gentle herbal teas to reduce inflammation, practicing mindfulness to ease anxiety, and honoring your body's innate healing intelligence. The Buddha himself did not reject physicians or medical treatment. He rejected dependency and the belief that healing comes only from outside ourselves. The most enlightened approach honors both the visible symptoms that require immediate attention and the deeper root causes that, when addressed, prevent illness from returning. This integration isn't compromise. It's the highest form of healthcare, drawing from humanity's full spectrum of healing wisdom. Secret 10. The power of self-healing, your inner doctor. Your body is an extraordinary self-healing superhero, silently regenerating billions of cells every single second without any conscious effort on your part. A cut heals, a bone mends, an infection is overcome, all through innate intelligence that operates day and night. What most people don't realize is that your belief in this healing power can dramatically accelerate recovery by up to 40% according to clinical studies on the placebo effect. The mind-body connection works in both directions. Stress whispers, retreat to your cells, while courage shouts, charge. You are, in essence, the general commanding your body's healing army through your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. This isn't spiritual fantasy. It's biological reality now confirmed by psychoneuroimmunology research. Consider Jake's remarkable transformation, a construction worker suffering from chronic, debilitating back pain that conventional treatments had failed to resolve. Jake began a simple nightly practice. For just 10 minutes before sleep, when the mind is most receptive to suggestion, he would visualize his spine bathed in golden healing light. Imagining each vertebra perfectly aligned and pain-free, he would feel the warmth, the relaxation, the return to natural function. Gradually but unmistakably, his pain began to diminish, and within 3 months, it had virtually vanished. This isn't magic or miracle. It's the brain's profound ability to change physical reality through focused intention. Your brain cannot fundamentally distinguish between actual healing and vividly imagined healing when the visualization is sufficiently detailed and emotionally charged. This is why Olympic athletes use visualization to improve performance even when they cannot physically practice. While working respectfully with modern medicine, learn to trust your body's ancient wisdom. Illness is not your destiny, but merely a temporary detour on your journey. Tonight, before sleep, place your hand gently on any area needing healing and whisper with conviction, "My body, I support your return to balance and harmony." This simple practice of healing through intention carries deeper meaning than we often realize, a profound truth that modern science has only recently begun to understand and integrate into healthcare protocols. Secret 11. Mindfulness in daily life, presence as healing. Many people misunderstand meditation as an activity confined to quiet moments on a cushion, separated from real life, but true mindfulness extends far beyond formal sitting practice. It means bringing full, non-judgmental attention and presence to every moment of your day, whether you're walking down a street, washing dishes, or engaging in conversation. This quality of mindful presence has remarkable power to dissolve stress and awaken joy in even the simplest actions. Let me share Sarah's transformative story. A mother overwhelmed by the competing demands of work and parenting, Sarah found herself constantly distracted, her mind racing with worries about deadlines, bills, and school obligations. Her relationship with her young son had become tense and fraught with frustration and impatience. Both were suffering, though neither could articulate exactly why. One day, after reading about mindfulness, Sarah decided to experiment with a new approach. Instead of multitasking or letting her mind wander during playtime with her son, she committed to being fully present, just for 15 minutes. When her son handed her a toy, she focused completely, noticing the texture in her hands, the eager anticipation in his eyes, the pure joy in his smile. She listened deeply to his stories without mentally composing grocery lists or rehearsing work presentations. Gradually, a remarkable change occurred. Sarah's stress began to melt away, not because her circumstances had changed, but because her relationship to those circumstances had transformed. The moments she shared with her son became rich, meaningful, and healing, strengthening their bond in ways she hadn't thought possible. She discovered that simply being here, fully and without judgment, nurtured not only her son's happiness but also her own inner peace. This quality of presence transforms mundane daily habits into sacred rituals. Drinking tea becomes a meditation on taste and warmth. Walking becomes an exploration of sensation and connection to the earth. Conversation becomes a dance of genuine listening rather than merely waiting for your turn to speak. This is a powerful reminder that healing doesn't always require grand gestures or dramatic life changes. Sometimes it lies in the quiet revolution of fully showing up for your own life. Moment by moment. Secret 12. Generosity and kindness. Healing through giving. In a culture that often emphasizes self-focus and personal achievement, this final secret may seem counterintuitive, yet it contains perhaps the most profound healing wisdom of all. Helping others is one of the most powerful ways to heal your own heart and soul. Helen's story beautifully illustrates this principle. At 73, after losing her husband of 50 years, Helen found herself drowning in loneliness and grief. Chronic arthritis pain made her days heavy with discomfort, and she had begun to wonder if life still held any purpose for her. Then, almost by chance, she volunteered at a local community center serving meals to the homeless. At first, Helen thought she was simply giving her time and energy, a distraction from her own troubles. But what she received in return was far deeper and more transformative than she could have imagined. The grateful smiles, shared stories, and simple human connections sparked something profound within her. Over weeks and months, she noticed her pain seemed less intrusive. Her loneliness began to fade, and a sense of purpose returned to her days. Helen's experience reflects what neuroscience now confirms. Acts of generosity trigger the release of endorphins, oxytocin, and other neurochemicals that reduce pain, lower blood pressure, and create what researchers call a helper's high. In Buddhist teachings, compassion and generosity are not merely moral virtues. They are seeds that, when nurtured, grow into deep inner peace and well-being. When you give from the heart, whether it's material resources, time, attention, or simply kindness, you create a ripple effect that uplifts not only those you help but also yourself in profound ways. By opening your heart to others, you simultaneously open the door to your own healing. Ask yourself today, how can I give? Even in a small way, what act of kindness might change someone's day, and my own experience in the process? Perhaps it's a sincere compliment, a handwritten note, volunteering an hour of your time, or simply offering your full presence to someone who needs to be truly seen and heard. These 12 Zen secrets form more than a simple list of techniques or strategies. They create a sacred roadmap guiding you from the chaos and disconnection of modern life back to the deep refuge of your true self. The distractions and turmoil of our hyperconnected world often make us forget that true peace and healing don't come from somewhere outside ourselves. They have always been present within, quietly waiting to be rediscovered. Begin with just one secret, one simple practice that resonates with you, and watch how it gently unfolds into real transformation in your life. Remember that healing is not a destination you reach once and for all, but a lifelong journey, a delicate balance of patience and courage, surrender and strength, action and acceptance. The greatest healer you will ever know already lives inside your mind and heart. Capable of extraordinary renewal when nurtured with kindness, clarity, and intention, this is your invitation to reclaim that inner power and step into life with greater awareness, compassion, and joy. Your destiny, health, happiness, and freedom truly lie in your hands, not as a burden of responsibility, but as a gift of profound possibility. The path lies before you now. The choice is yours. While healing and transformation take time to fully blossom, every small act of mindfulness, kindness, and self-care builds momentum toward the life you deserve to live. If you found value in these ancient practices that can transform your modern life, please subscribe to Destiny Lies in Your Hands for more wisdom, guidance, and inspiration to unlock your inner power and live a peaceful, purposeful life. And consider sharing this video with anyone who might need to hear this message, because healing is a gift best shared with those we care about. Together, we can rediscover the natural healing wisdom that has sustained humanity for thousands of years.